Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and not wait till it's Monday on the Tuesday show with Ted and CJ. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and not wait till it's Monday on the Tuesday show with Ted and CJ. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and not wait till it's Monday on the Tuesday show with Ted and CJ. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and not wait till it's Monday on the Tuesday show with Ted and CJ.
And we're live.
We're live, just like that.
Just like that.
Yeah, at 3 minutes past 11 on a Friday afternoon.
It is indeed. Do you know what?
What?
I've been thinking, CJ.
Oh my God.
11 o'clock. That's quite late, really.
It's very late. As you can tell by my bloodshot eyes every week. It's very late.
Yeah. Okay. So, what are your thoughts on that?
I think I'm just really tired, and only by the time we end up finishing, I feel like I'm so tired I'm just delirious and therefore hilarious. But I feel I may be wrong.
You are wrong.
Okay, thanks.
Yes.
Thanks for that.
Thanks for yes. So anyway, I tell you what. Before I say any more about that, I think we should say hello to the chat.
Hello, chat.
Hello, chat.
Welcome.
Welcome. If indeed you're there, if you're not there, why aren't you there?
Yeah, right.
And also, it would be a great idea if somebody in the chat could just let me know that we're also appearing live on TikTok as well. That would be great.
Oh, we're live TikTok too. Nice.
Yes, we are live TikTok too.
TikTok 2. That's a game, isn't it? TikTok 2? No, that's Tic-Tac-Toe.
Tic-Tac-Toe, yeah.
Also known as noughts and crosses.
Yes, that's.
Where did the name Tic-Tac-Toe come from?
I don't know. Are you in the chat?
Anyone
Are you
in the
from
chat?
one of these places that calls it Tic-Tac-Toe? In which case, why?
Yeah, let us know. Get it in the comments and let us know.
Let us know why you call it why you call noughts and crosses Tic-Tac-Toe.
Like I say, we call it noughts and crosses because there's noughts and crosses.
Yeah.
We like to keep things simple here in the UK.
That's right. It's like catchphrase. Just say what you see.
Say what you see. Oh, two dickheads talking into microphones.
Yeah.
Reminds me of a photo I took once when we were in the organisation. We were away on summer camp, and I took a photo of one of the members of the staff that was there who was holding a large plank of wood, and I captioned it with, "Oh look, a plank." And
yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
I remember a photo of you in a captain's hat.
I
did. I don't know if I should say what the caption was.
I say captioned Captain Japsai. Back when you were still allowed to say that.
Yes. And yet CJ thinks he still is.
I'm really not allowed to say that, so I apologise to everyone. But that was the caption at the time. You know, I don't know who took the photo. I do know who took the photo, but I'm not going to say their name on, because it's just not fair.
Don't do that.
That's what they captioned it. So there was that one. What else was there? There was a picture of you. I think you were in your chip hat, and you were giving it some of this. I caught that photo once. got
there's
many
one that
photos.
recurs on Facebook that of me in a sentry box with
Yes.
a tin helmet on.
Yeah, what a helmet.
What a helmet! That was the capture on that one. Fantastic.
Yeah, what a helmet.
Oh,
That was classic.
classic moments.
We had some fun times, right? Whatever happened to that?
We had some fun. Anyway, so we're probably going to lose the chat at this point. We'll definitely lose all the viewers.
Yeah.
Because what we've done is we sat down, we started rolling, we're doing the live, and we're just going with a few in jokes that made
everyone.
sense to only us, and they only really made sense about 10 years ago.
True.
So there we go. That's the level of entertainment you can expect tonight on the Tuesday show.
Right here on the Tuesday show
live on your Friday night.
Anyway, we were talking about 11 p.m. It is like gone 11 p.m. I don't know how long you've been awake today, but I've been up since like 6. No, that's a lie. I've been up since 8 o'clock this morning.
I've been up since I think probably about 8:30 or something. Yeah.
I thought you were going to be like, I've been up since the crack of noon.
The crack of noon. No, well, I've got to be careful what I say because no. I mean, it was Friday is a working day.
Mm-hmm.
So
we have jobs, everyone.
We do. For now.
Thankfully, it's not this.
Yeah. So anyway, yes. So we've been up all day, and then we get to 11 o'clock at night, where most sane people are doing one or two things on a Friday night. They're either sleeping because they're tired out, like we all are, or they're out and about. They're out having a night out. Or maybe a night in.
Yeah.
Maybe they're catching a movie, or I don't know, whispering sweet nothings to their cat or something. I don't know.
I say they're either catching a movie, catching a date, or just catching flies on the sofa,
or catching an STD. So
that stands for save the date, everyone.
And maybe that. That means that 11 o'clock on a Friday night is probably not the best time to be streaming.
No.
So we've made an executive decision.
A decision executive?
Yes. Yes, if you want to be all French about it. Well, that was very illuminating.
Yeah. I just realised my lights were really dim. Sorry.
Yeah.
Much like me. Very dim.
Comedy. So, anyway, so we decided to bring it forward. So from this day forward, have we decided that from this day?
Well, it'll be from next week.
Well, not this day, obviously.
Yeah, so it's obviously not from today. It's from next week.
from the next day, not tomorrow, obviously, but from the next day that we do the live stream, which will be next Friday, the live stream will begin at 9 p.m. That's 9 p.m.
UK time. Just
UK time.
Yeah, just for clarity there. It's not going to begin at 9 p.m. in Australia time because,
What time would it be in Australia?
It depends where you are in Australia.
Well, I suppose it does, yeah.
Eastern Australia, it will be 7 a.m. our time. No, 11 a.m. our time because they're 10 hours ahead of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then if it's West Australia, it would be 1 p.m. our time. UK time.
Okay. Yeah.
So, anyway, 9 p.m. UK time, right here on YouTube and TikTok if you're watching on TikTok. Hi, if you're watching on TikTok. Is anyone watching on TikTok? Get in the comments and let us know.
Get in the comments.
Get over to YouTube, get in the comments and let me know.
Yeah. Yeah, somehow do that. Or just, or probably a good idea, DM, we can DM me at Ted James Media. There you go. And let us know. Anyway, so moving swiftly on. So, yes, 9 o'clock. For the live stream. It's unfortunate though that right below us, I was going to say right below our chins, but our chins, actually plural, yeah. So underneath about 6 or 7 chins, you'll see the words that say every Friday at 11 p.m. and that's wrong now.
It is wrong now.
Yeah, pay no attention to what you see.
Just pay no attention. Full stop.
Don't believe your lying eyes, because the truth of the matter is we will be streaming at 9 p.m. Next Friday and every Friday after that until the end of time.
Yeah, sure.
So that's the housekeeping sorted. How are you doing, CJ?
Well, I'm quite tired, as you can tell by my bloodshot eyes at 11 p.m. on a Friday night.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm doing well. Everything's good. Everything is awesome.
I found it to be a very tiring week, and I don't know whether it's me or whether it's just the week or what's happening. But yeah, I'm just jolly exhausted.
I'm just jolly exhausted.
It's been an exhausting time.
It has been a weird week, actually. It's been long. It felt like a long week. Like the time has not passed as quickly as other weeks. But I'm still flabbergasted that next week is the end of February. You know, where I don't know about you, but it's, you know, I hear it all the time, especially during January. Everyone's like, "Oh, January is the longest month. It drags on and blah 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 blah." Literally, I blinked and January was gone, and I was like, "Holy shit, we're in February!" And now I'm like, "Holy shit, next Saturday is March."
Yeah,
literally in 8 days' time, it's going to be March.
Well, yes. Well, this is the thing. I mean, I was thinking to myself, well, earlier on today, I was thinking, well, I mean, we're getting close to mid-February, but then of course, last week's show was the Valentine's Day special,
and literal mid-February.
Yeah, the VD special, and I thought, well, crikey, well that's midway through, and then we're a week on from there now.
Yeah.
Madness. Do you know what? It'll be 25, 26. It's like, oh yeah, we're just going to leap forwards about 500 years. No, it's going to be, I don't know, make up your mind. What is it? It's going to be 2026 before we know it.
Well, I was just about to say,
certainly before I know it. I mean, how bloody vague and ridiculous that was, trying to say that.
The audience needs to tune in next week because it will be the last ever Tuesday show in February 2025.
That's very true.
So you've got to tune in. The final show of February 2025 happens next week, so be there.
Yeah. And the following week, we've got a new special thing, and that'll be the first ever March episode for 2025. Can you believe it?
I really can't believe it. Wait a minute. Hang on. Will it actually be, and you might have to just correct me on this one if I am wrong, but will that be the first ever live stream that we've done in March? Just any March?
Do you know what? I do believe it will be.
I think so, because I think we started this, July last year?
Was it?
I mean, now I'm...
Do you know what? I've got no idea. How long have you been...
too long. Well, I was going to say, now I'm just like, right, I need to go and find out. I need to go find out for sure. So,
yeah, you find out for sure. Well, the thing is, do you know what? For quite a long time, what we did with the different series or seasons of the Tuesday show was they tended to begin at the beginning of the year. And then last until we were exhausted.
So freaking tired,
and then start again. You see, because what we would do, by the way, check it out on this channel. You will find all the episodes spanning all the way back to the beginning. And then what we would do is we would do a Christmas episode. And then we get all fired up because we've done a Christmas episode. And then say, right, we're coming back with a new series. And then it would sort of peter out, particularly about summertime.
I was like late spring, early summer. We're just like, no.
Yeah. But
we've got things to do.
But this is quite different. This is different, isn't it? Because we didn't start at the beginning of the year.
No, 17th of May. Friday, 17th of May was the first ever Tuesday show live stream. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So do you know what? That's something else to look forward to because in a couple of months or time, we will have our anniversary live stream. Yes.
It doesn't mean that we would have done 52 live streams by that point, though, just to point that out. But yeah,
No,
I mean, we've
we
been
missed a
relatively,
couple, but-
I say relatively consistent. We had a break over December. That's for certain. Yeah, we did the last one in November on the 22nd of November. And then took a break until the first week of January.
Yeah, except we did have the Christmas episode.
And we put a Christmas
Not live,
episode out
obviously,
too.
but well, what was live, but for some reason YouTube doesn't have it down as being a live. But
It does.
yes, we were
it does
there,
say
Christmas Day.
Saturday 28th of December, Tuesday show live.
28th.
Yeah, there was I guess we did a live stream on the 28th of December. So actually, no, yeah, we took a month off and came back on the last Saturday of December.
Well, there you go.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, we treat you guys so well.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, unbelievably well.
Yeah. So we got. Is anybody in the chat? If you're in the chat, let us know.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's there's that. Yeah, so from next week onwards, 9 p.m. UK time, be here. You'll obviously get the notification. If you don't, turn your notifications on.
Yep.
So there.
So anyway, what have we got? You had something. You've got something for us, haven't you?
Sure. Yes, because I was completely prepared for that. And
Well, no, sorry, I was, but I just didn't know where you wanted to sort of kick off from. But I had a bit of a feeling that you wanted to
okay
to do something.
All right, nice drop there. Yeah, nice drop. Okay, well, I was scouring the depths of the internet, i.e. Reddit, and came across something that I thought everyone might find interesting. But before that, we get a nice little throwback as well. So prepare yourself. I hope you're all sitting down for Cat of the Week.
Cat of the Week. Meow meow.
Yeah, meow meow. I forgot that was a thing. Anyway, I found a Cat of the Week. And I'm just going to say that it wins, just hands down, Cat of the Week. And all we got to do is give them a name.
Give them a name. I've got a name.
Yeah.
Ted. No, I've got a name for that cat.
Go for it.
Battenberg.
See, I was thinking exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
Battenberg. Looks like the old Battenberg cake. For those that don't know,
Yeah.
go Google it. Battenberg cake.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, however, I thought we'd also have a look at some of the.
I know. I'm thinking of other names based on that.
Oh, go on then. Go on.
I've got a better name for that cat.
Mhm.
Mountbatten.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
A nice play on that. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
Why not just go Philip Mountbatten? Philip Mountbatten.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
Anyway,
I feel like Philip really suits that cat, actually.
I don't know.
Having never spent any real amount of time calling cats to me, I don't know
Yeah.
if Philip works.
No. Yeah. I don't know. Philip's a funny name, isn't it? What about what was Mountbatten? Mountbatten was he the first Sea Lord or something, or was he just a what was it?
I am making you rack your brain today.
Yeah. I haven't got the capacity for that.
Okay, fine.
But anyway, it's a nice looking cat. And what did the internet suggest?
So the internet has made some suggestions. So we've got chess. Someone else thinking chess as well. Someone who thinks we should name it a photograph or screenshot. Too bad this cat already has it. Yeah, okay. Domino. I'm not sure about it because
Domino.
Yeah. No, Domino doesn't work. Domino does not work. It does not work.
Unless he likes pizza.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's funny. I was going to say Domino. What else we got? Checkers.
Do these people not know what dominoes are?
Apparently not.
No.
Apparently not. We got checkers.
Yeah.
See, I was thinking checker or checkoff or because it's check pattern or plaid. No, I'm not going to get plaid, but yeah.
No.
Color blocks is a terrible name. Do you call it Chester, short for checkers?
Minecraft.
Minecraft, yeah. Harvey.
Meowcraft.
Oh, we got Harvey now for comic book fans. Harvey Dent, as in Harvey Two-Face from the Batman comics.
Okay.
I think that works because he's got a bit of a Two-Face thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of cool, yeah. You like that one?
I had a cat called Chester.
Yeah. Tell me more.
He had one eye.
Oh.
Yeah. I had a one-eyed cat called Chester. He was lovely. He was ginger, though. He didn't have like a crisscross thing going on.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm Ginger. In case you weren't sure.
Yeah. But you're not a cat, and you have both eyes.
Correct.
Yeah.
So someone else has suggested Battenberg.
Yeah.
Or Bergie for short.
Bergie.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Or Batty. Batty. Yeah, Batty Battenberg.
Batty cat.
Batty cat.
Bat cat.
Yeah, see, now we're just straight into Bat cat.
Yeah.
You know, like, it just reminds me of a meme that I saw once, and it was a picture of a cat wearing a Batman costume, and it was like, be anything you want to be, or be anyone you can, or just be you. Unless you can be Batcat, always be Batcat. I was like, that's quite funny. Anyway, moving on. So yeah, we got Patches, Pied Piper, Two Tone, Picasso. I'm not sure about Picasso. Is that a Picasso thing? Patches, Picasso. There's a Picasso in there.
Oh, I like that. Yeah. Picasso, yeah. You wouldn't call it that, though.
No. Well, again, you can call a cat whatever whatever the hell you want.
You can do, but the reality of the situation is, you call a cat something, you think that, well, that's an amusing name, or that's a nice name, and then you end up calling it something different anyway, because it ends up with nicknames. Because really, it doesn't matter that much, does it? Because then what was the last one we had? Picasso. Picasso. Then it would just be like Catty, and then or Cassie, or I don't know, whatever,
something
like that.
Yeah, I mean, Catty works. Again, you can call a name. You can call a name whatever. You can call a cat whatever name you want, because it's still going to ignore you.
Well, that's true.
It's still going to pay no attention to you unless it's cold or it wants food.
Yeah, they don't. They don't answer to anything.
Anyway,
the answer to your voice. They might answer to your voice because they think, that's that sound that follows. That's that sound that comes before some food.
I'll say that's the old ringing the bell thing. Ring the bell, give the cat some food, and away you go. I can't remember who did that. Whoever it was. But yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah, they get used to your voice and they associate your voice with food.
Yeah. Wasn't that a dog? Pavlov's dog.
Oh, maybe it was Pav.
Yeah.
Pavlov's
it was
dog.
Schrodinger's cat.
Right, Schrodinger's cat. That's Schrodinger.
Yeah.
Schrodinger. Schrodinger. I think it's Schrodinger, wasn't it?
Schrodinger.
Right, God, fucking hell.
Show your ring to her.
That's like
show.
Anyway, that was Cat of the Week.
Cat of the Week. Cat of the Week.
Meow meow.
I don't know if I crashed that because I can't actually hear it myself.
No, you totally crashed it, but it's fine.
Oh, right. Sorry about that.
No, don't worry about it. But yeah, I thought I'd kick us off with the Cat of the Week. I was quite, literally, it came up as a suggested thing on Reddit as like you've looked at this kind of thing before, and I'm like, I don't think I've ever looked at cats on Reddit before.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything worse. Well, actually, no, I can't. But it's just not what I go to Reddit for.
No,
I go to Reddit for, am I the arsehole? Am I overreacting? And some mildly infuriating and/or interesting things.
Yes, you are the arse. Oh, I see what you mean.
Yes.
Do you know? I've got whilst we're on the subject of Reddit.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Pausing for effect. I've got one here. Now, I read just the title to this, and I thought, well, no. It's Am I the arsehole? My wife is super pissed off. Now, immediately I thought, well,
I think yes.
Not. Really?
Yeah, the husband is usually wrong.
Well,
usually.
You're going, yes, but according to the wife normally. But anyway, I will give you the rundown on this one, and you might change your mind.
Okay, good to know.
I have been married for 5 years. Not I, but this man. I've been married for 5 years with my wife, obviously. Who else would you be married to?
Their husband?
Hamster? Well, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, moving on.
Yeah. Who I've met nearly 10 years ago. The thing is, she loves traveling a lot, and she loves traveling on the date of her birthday. Last year, we went to, what's that?
Someplace in Brazil.
Someplace in Brazil. and had a great time. In May, we had a month-long travel to Europe, where we visited some Greek islands, Athens, a bunch of Spanish cities, and Paris. Her birthday is in a few days, and we had some long talks about travelling. Europe left us in debt, and some health issues left us with almost no savings. Also, we want to have children this year, and we need some medical assistance for that. That also costs money. I told her that perhaps maybe this year we cannot afford to travel anywhere, but she didn't like it. She didn't like it, but she agreed. But it turns out a few days ago she snapped. She's now super angry because she's staying home for her birthday. That it doesn't matter what we discussed. She never said she doesn't want to travel, and that me, as her husband, should know what she wants for her birthday and should have known that she wanted to travel either way and surprised her with some tickets. I don't know how to diffuse the situation. I offered to buy some last-minute tickets anyway, but now she says she doesn't want to go because she said she doesn't want to because she said I'd just be doing it because she forced me. Am I the arsehole?
No.
No.
That's an easy no. This person, clearly should be a mind reader according to the spouse, and unfortunately isn't.
Yep.
But no, not the arsehole in that situation.
Yep. No, he's not a mind reader. He's discussed it. You've made a sensible decision to not travel on your birthday, and now being angry about it is just being, I don't know, just a bit bratish, really, isn't it? What do you think?
I mean, I've come across people like this before, and I think even I've done this once or twice, where you just kind of go, you have a talk about something, and you go, yeah, makes sense, okay, yeah, fine, whatever. But then a few days later, you just kind of go, I never actually said that I was okay with this. I just said I just agreed with you because that's what we were talking about at the time.
Yeah.
However, this wife should have said at the time, I agree with you. We probably shouldn't do it, but we should also do it.
Yeah.
I still want to go.
Yeah, but the thing is, they had the conversation. She said, no, that's fine, because the alternative was to say, well, I mean, the thing is, what she wants is she wants to agree with him in the conversation and then for him to surprise her with the opposite of the conversation that they had. What she should have said was, yes, I know it's very important to both of us that we have children, and we're probably paying a lot of money for IVF, and we currently haven't got much in the way of savings, but none of that really matters because it's my birthday, and being the most selfish person in the room, I definitely want to go away for my birthday, and I expect you to read my mind because I'm not actually going to say this out loud, and woe betide you if you don't actually do exactly what I want, whether or not I tell you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
that's how I read that one.
Yeah, I mean, I've just read it as like I say, this person is not the arsehole in this situation, but it feels like I don't know, it's not an overreaction, but they're not the arsehole in this one. That person is not the arsehole. It's the spouse, the wife there that's the arsehole.
Yeah.
Because but again, at the same time, I just think if she was really against it, she should have said something at the time rather than just kind of nod and agree. Just saying, I understand what you're saying, but I still want to go somewhere, anywhere.
Yeah.
At which point, I'm going to assume at this point they're North American. They could have just gone to the next state over.
Yeah.
Gone to the beach. Hell, gone to the nearest big city or the next nearest big city. Let's say they're New Yorkers, for example. The nearest big city is New York. So go to Philadelphia, or jump on an Amtrak and just go anywhere else you want to. Just go to the seaside for a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, but you got to say something. You know, partners, spouses, husbands. We're not actually. You know, human beings are not mind readers. We're not very good at that. If you want something, you got to tell us. You know. But yeah.
Also, can I just say, she, like many other people, talk about traveling. Well, they're not. You know, they don't like traveling. They're not out there discovering new worlds. She likes going on holiday. She likes going on holiday. Just say what it is. Don't give me all this traveling nonsense.
I don't know. I don't think I understand the difference that you're seeing. You know, traveling. You know, excuse me. Sorry. You know, when I say traveling, it's usually for work. I'm not going on holiday. But also, if I'm going on holiday, I also say I'm traveling. But I then kind of follow it up with I'm traveling to America on holiday. I don't know. I have no idea. But yeah, that's an interesting one. And like I say, I think that the person, the original poster there, you notice how I'm trying to avoid saying it's a him, because it could still be a her that's the original poster. Who knows? But, you know, either way, I'm just like, I don't think they're the arsehole. The wife in this situation is most definitely being an arsehole about all of this. But I think did I have an I'm in the No, I don't have an am I the arsehole this week, actually.
Wow, that was hard for wasn't it? That sentence.
That was hard for all of us. Giggity.
That's what she said.
But I did find an interesting story actually about someone's mum who is most certainly an arsehole.
Oh yeah.
I think it doesn't matter. Bless you. Not that I want to persuade you or sway you in any particular direction, but I think this person is most definitely an arsehole. So we've got my mum ruined my credit score and racked up debt. Now, when I read this title, I thought, okay, I wonder how that's happened. Could be interesting. Hi all. Between the years of 2016 and 2019, my mother knows she hasn't done the whole brackets 59F thing.
Yeah.
You know, my mother, 59F, opened multiple credit cards in my name and maxed them out, ranging from £500 to £5,000 without my knowledge. She was paying the minimum payments monthly at the time, but suddenly stopped when she took a crazy turn and is likely suffering from undiagnosed mental health problems. I'd moved out before most of these accounts were opened and only found out years later due to the debt agencies who bought the debts eventually catching up to me with letters after I'd moved a few times. By the time I found out, I was already in deep and my credit score had been ruined, and I was faced with the dilemma of report these accounts as fraud and possibly getting my unwell mother in trouble or paying them off myself, brackets not an option, or ignore them and hope they go away, brackets the silly option.
Yeah.
But that silly option was the one I took. The account, which had £5,000, is now threatening legal action, in inverted commas. I'm not sure why that requires air quotes, but
no.
Yeah. Is now threatening legal action on me and myself with a new family and already bad credit. I can't afford to get a CCJ and sent me even further away from being able to buy a house or a car. I finally reported all of the cards to Action Fraud with the intention of also reporting it to the original lender and debt agencies, but fear it may be too late. What should I do? Additional info. My mother is so far off the wagon she cannot help in this situation in any way really, and only suggests ways to stall it and try to get around it with magical debt write-off letters. Wait, is that a thing? I could use that. She doesn't seem to grasp that it has ruined my credit score, which aside from not having to pay huge sums of money I didn't borrow is my main goal in fixing. Thanks for any help. So, I mean, why anyone's possessed to do this, I would never know. But yet, this person's mother has basically taken out all the credit cards in her daughter's name, and basically got her into a load of shit.
Yeah.
I understand the dilemma. I mean, you know, from the outside looking in, I'm going, yeah, I'd absolutely report that as fraud. But then mother is going to get thrown in prison for a little while for fraud, you know, or certainly get into a lot of trouble. Which isn't going to help matters. But then again, they could possibly get away with a mental health case, depending on how serious it is. But, you know, I thought that was this was an interesting one. It's not meant as an am I the arsehole or mildly interesting or whatever. It comes under, as you can see, well, maybe you can see, it's very small. That's what she said. It does say, / UK personal finance. But yeah, it's a really interesting dilemma, and I thought it would be a nice one to talk about. I don't know. What are your thoughts, Ted? Throw her in jail? throw the book at her.
No, that's not good. I mean, there should be a way of explaining the situation.
Yeah.
And sort of sorting it out. But you know what? I mean, there are worse things that happen at sea.
Worse things happen at sea.
Yeah. That's what I'm told. Which makes me think two things. One, I certainly don't want to go to sea.
No.
And two, well, that's it really. Don't go to sea, and worse things happen at sea. And yes, that's a tricky situation, and you probably don't want to shop your mother to the authorities or whatever it may be. And maybe the damage is done, so we just have to work with it, I guess. Yeah, I've got no advice to give on that.
No, it's a tough one. You can try and explain it away, but the fact is, someone's going to have to pay that money back, or someone's going to prison. Yeah, someone's going to prison for fraud. Someone is going to have a CCJ slapped on them. For those outside the UK, a CCJ is a county court judgment. It basically lives on your credit file for 6 years.
Yep.
Which means you can't get any form of credit for 6 years. You can't even take out a mobile phone contract, like an airtime contract, because you've got a CCJ. That's it.
It depends how much it's for and whatnot. But
yeah, it does screws you over though.
Well, yeah, I mean, it does. I mean, it does have a pretty bad effect. But it's not for 6 years. It's for 6 years from the point at which it's actually paid off. So it's not as though, 6 years down the line, you're fine. Well, no, 6 years after it's actually been dealt with. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's that really sucks. I don't know what the correct answer is on that one. I would be doing my best to work with, if that was me in that position, work with my mum and the creditors, so they can understand what the issue is. If we needed a mental health assessment to use that as a reason to write off some of the debt, then sure, we'll have to do that. But I'd be adamant to make everybody know that that's not my fault. I didn't do that. That there has been fraud on my account. But at the same time, trying to protect my family member at the same time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tricky one, that's for sure.
Look at that financial advice from CJ and Ted on the Tuesday.
Yes. I don't know if it was really advice. It was like, I don't know what you do. Worst things happen at sea.
Yes.
I mean, when it comes to advice, it wasn't great, was it?
Yeah.
Like, okay, here's some advice: don't spend more money than you've got, and taxes theft. There we go. That's my advice. Theft. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I'll tell you what. Here's another one. This was an interesting one with an odd title. I felt I need to read this.
Right.
Yeah. Am I the arsehole for ruining a child's life?
Ruined.
Ruining a child's life. Today, this could be a bit of a tongue twister. Anyway, today I started talking to an American mother whilst in A&E. Her child was interested in the artwork I have on my leather jacket, as it's pretty colourful. It's odd. Anyway, the mother mentioned that her daughter's name was Grain. So I assumed for a while that she was another mother who wanted something special to call her child. I remarked that it was a unique name, and I'd never met anyone called Grain before. She told me that she's named after her great-grandmother and that it's an Irish name. At this point, the alarm bells are ringing in my head because I've realised that the kid is called Grony.
Generally pronounced Gronya.
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 Irish names are funny.
Yeah, they are.
Or can be.
Yeah, they can be, definitely.
I know somebody called Aoife, but it's not spelt how you'd pronounce it phonetically. It's like Aoife or something. It's pronounced Aoife.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some weird ones out there.
To be sure.
To be sure, there are. So generally pronounced as Gronia or thereabouts. There we go.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. I tried to be very tactful, and I was like, Irish has such an interesting alphabet. How is her name spelled? Irish names can be tricky. The kid is called Gray. Oh, what is it? Grow. It's Gronia.
Grainne.
Yeah.
I mean, it says green.
Yeah. So anyway, the kid is called Gronea, not Grain. My partner, who has studied Ireland's political history as part of their dissertation, and also the Irish diaspora and its culture around their university city, is struck is struck somewhere between stifling a laugh and dying of embarrassment on her behalf. So I come up with what I thought was a very positive reply. I said, an old school name and a more modern pronunciation. I think that's a great way to pick names. I would like to point out that I do not think the name Grain for a child, nor do I think that the punctuation was butchered, nor do I like the way the punctuation was butchered.
Pronunciation.
Yes.
I feel like today, Ted, you're struggling with English, let alone Irish.
You're damn right I am. Well,
this is why we're moving to 9 o'clock.
Because they've written it like shit, and it's all one block of text.
Well, yeah.
Make it harder.
Giggly.
But I was trying to be tactful and positive. She said what I meant, and she said what I meant. See, this is nonsense. This is being badly written.
Yeah.
Okay, listeners, this has been badly written, and it's not my fault. She asked what I meant. Oh, no, that's what I just said. No, that's what she said. And I said...
This is why we're moving to 9 o'clock.
Anyway, I said, well, in Ireland, they typically pronounce it Groni. Her face went red, and she said that I shouldn't have said the pronunciation was wrong in front of the kid, because now she's going to grow up knowing that her name is wrong and feel bad about it. Why would she feel bad about it? Her name isn't wrong. You just pronounce it differently.
I'm saying a name is a name. Get over it.
Yeah, but it's not wrong. I mean, it's not spelt wrong, is it? So what's the problem? Anyway, she'll grow up knowing her name is wrong and feel bad about it. I apologized for causing offense and restated that it's a lovely name in both ways and a fantastic nod to her heritage. I said that I'm sure her great-grandmother would be thrilled and honored to have her name being used. I was throwing out about every positive reinforcement I could think of, but to be frank, she was pissed off. She told me I ruined her daughter's self-esteem and that her life was ruined by me saying that her existence is wrong. Oh, God, what is wrong with people?
I mean, that's extreme.
But this happens a lot, and people boil everything down to, well, you disagree with me, therefore you think I should be, imprisoned or unalived or whatever.
Unalived.
Yeah. But that's it, isn't it? It's like, no, I disagree with that point. In fact, I think the opposite. What? You want me dead then? No.
Did I say that? No, I did not.
Anyway, I didn't say that, by the way. I said her name was pronounced atypically. Gronine, for context, was around 2 years old and completely unbothered by the conversation until her mother got angry at me. She was just looking at the pictures on my jacket. The conversation was maybe 5 minutes long, but I managed to ruin this kid's life. Hindsight says I should have kept my mouth shut and waited for somebody else in the city to say something. So, am I the arsehole?
This is why I don't talk to strangers. Forget about the whole stranger danger nonsense. I don't talk to people I don't know because of this. Because it's so easy to just offend someone look at them, just glance over and give them what's up. They're offended. I just said what's up. That's it.
Well, even if they're not offended, or nothing. Or nothing at all, or you make a joke, or, particularly if you've got kind of dry humour and they're an idiot, because they'll just like, you just said something weird. Like,
and they're
you're
an
just
idiot.
so stupid, you haven't understood what I said, and it was hilarious. And, you're going to wake up at 3:00 in the morning, roaring with laughter, and, wishing you were a bit quicker on the draw, because then you could have shared in the joke at that particular time, or more likely you just think I'm a weirdo.
The bit I really don't get with a lot of people, it's so easy for people's days to be ruined by something so simple. Like this parent excuse me this parent has two options in front of them. This, where you fly off the handle, you've ruined my daughter's life. She's 2, dude. She's going to forget about this by the time you get home. Or she's going to forget about it by the time she goes to see the doctor. Was it a hospital waiting room they were in, or wherever?
It's A&E.
By the time they get to see someone in A&E, they've already forgotten about it.
Oh, yeah.
You're the one that's hanging on to this, and actually you're the one that's ruining their life. That's option number 1 for you. Now, option number 2 is just say, yeah, we don't pronounce it like that. We actually pronounce it grain. And you go, and then the other person will be like, cool. All right.
Yeah.
No worries. Or they'll be like, okay, well, that's atypical and that's quite interesting. It's an old school name with a modern pronunciation, as they've put in the post there. And you just go, all right, yeah, cool. All right, thanks. Thanks for the compliment. And move on with your life.
Yeah.
You are likely never going to see this person again. So why have you just let it ruin your day, your daughter's day, and now his day as well?
Yeah.
Or that person, I don't know if it was a him or her, but the person with the jacket, you've ruined their day too.
Yeah.
All because they just commented and said, oh, that's interesting. Yeah, it's atypical.
Yeah.
Cool.
I saw quite a good video, actually, the other day. I'm not going to do it justice, but basically, there was a guy, and he's walking along the road, and then a car goes past and splashes him with a puddle. And he goes, oh, no, look, ruined. And then there's another guy who got splashed at the same time, who's just sat in a deck chair going, yeah, well, it's okay. And he goes, why aren't you annoyed about this? And he goes, well, why should I be annoyed about it? It's just part of life.
It's water.
And then he says, I tell you what, if I what was it? It was something like, if I gave you $100 and then I took back $90, would you go, I've only got $10 and rip it up and throw it away?
Right.
Yeah, exactly. So
I would not be like, I've got $10.
Exactly.
I'm a little annoyed that you gave me 100 and then took 90 back of it, or 90 of it back. But I'd be like, I've still got $10 though. Thanks, appreciate you.
That's right. But this is actually might have been the other way. It's like, here's $100. I'm going to take $10. Well, you're not going to take the rest of your money and rip it up and throw it away.
No.
Because you haven't got that small fraction. Well, guess what? That small thing has happened to you that day. Don't ruin your entire day over that small thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just let it wash over you.
Yeah.
All right. Very, very wise words.
Yeah. That's
yeah.
It happens all the time. People let small things ruin their day, and you just go, well, why? I mean, I try not to even let big things ruin my day, because I don't want my day to be ruined. And I've got two choices. I can either be really pissed about it and let it ruin my day, or I can just let it roll off and carry on with my life.
I would not, the most tragic, calamitous bollocks. I won't let ruin my day, because it might ruin my day, but I'll just okay, fine. That's happened. Can I do anything about it, or no? Or if I can do something about it, I'll do something about it. If I can't do anything about it, kind of just I'll have to get over it.
That's it, and that's what I try and do. I just go, can I fix this? No. Okay, move on. Just get on with my life.
Yeah.
Can I fix it? Yes, I can. Well, actually, there's positive. Why? I still won't let it ruin my day, because I'm going to go and fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll make it better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
it's like I said, we're living in a some sort of socialist hellhole for 5 years. is there anything I can do about it? No, not really.
Mm.
Am I going to let it ruin my life? Well, I mean, it might try.
I mean, they're going to try very hard.
Try their bloody hardest. Yeah. But I will. I won't let it destroy me. No.
And there are certain things in life. There are certain things in life that will have a greater effect than others. But crash your car. That's probably going to ruin your day.
Yeah.
Because then you're going to be like, oh God, insurance. Am I okay? Do I need to go to the hospital? Do they need to go to the hospital? Blah, 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 and all that. Where am I going to get a new car from? How am I going to get to work? What do I tell my boss? What do I tell my family? It's likely going to ruin your day.
Yeah. But
so someone mispronounced your daughter's name because they assumed, okay, maybe the person shouldn't have assumed or really said anything, but they were just making conversation.
Yeah, just making conversation. The woman was an arsehole, not the person who said it.
Yeah, the chat's popping off, Ted. Chat is popping off.
Popping off, crikey. With
Bex. Hi, Bex. Welcome back. The child definitely would not have understood what was going on and will definitely not remember it. Exactly.
Yeah.
As the person said, they're just too busy looking at pictures on the jacket. They don't give a monkeys what's going on.
Yeah.
It's not like this person is directly talking to the kid and going, your parents have mispronounced your name for the last 2 years. You're going to regret this for the rest of your life. Because even then the kid's going to be like, okay. And they're just going to carry on and live their life. Don't give a monkeys. Anyway.
Well, I mean, children can remember things and dwell on things for years to come. I mean, there's still things that I think about that, might have been said, which were of no interest. I mean, it was only a very small part of somebody else's day, but it might be a very big part of a small child's day. Because their days are very long.
Are they?
Our days aren't. Our days just go, our years go as fast as their days.
Oh, yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Blinking, it's the end of February.
Yeah. But no, I mean, that's not going to happen. She wasn't even talking to the child. She was talking to the idiot mother who can't pronounce her own child's name.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Terrible.
Yeah. But no, she didn't ruin a child's life.
No. Definitely not the arsehole in this scenario, I don't think. Yeah, that was good. Anyway, I found something mildly interesting on Reddit.
Did you?
I did. And I feel like, especially now, or maybe not right now, maybe a couple of months ago, it would have been even more really interesting.
What a build-up.
I know. I can see you in suspense, Ted. You're on the edge of your.
I'm right here in suspenders.
Yeah,
waiting.
And someone who was cleaning behind their radiators when a Nazi medal fell out.
Good God.
I was like, that's interesting. I wonder how that got there. Why it was there. I mean, unfortunately, it doesn't look like there's any story here. Yeah. It says there was a Jewish family at one point. The metal part looks like a War Merit Medal, though the ribbon looks more like that of an East Front Medal. How long have you been living in the house? Any idea who lived there previously? My best guess would be that this was a war booty brought back by a World War II GI. But there could have been a huge range of backstories for it. It just says, there was a Jewish family at one point. I mean, wow, what a story.
Yeah.
There was a Jewish family at one point.
Yeah. Any indication of where this might be?
It doesn't say.
No, it doesn't say. It could be in Germany.
It could actually be in Germany. I mean, I'm guessing based on it's written in English, probably not.
Yeah. I was just I was just clearing out my grandfather's things, and this Iron Cross came out.
I was just cleaning behind the radiators in the World War II bunker, and and a Nazi war medal fell out the back.
Yeah, I was I was just polishing my my Nazi memorabilia, and my false moustache fell out.
False moustache. Oh, there are certainly Jews who collect Nazi historical artifacts, or it could be something with a more personal history. It's a civilian award, primarily given for exceeding production quotas, so it might have been given some sort of memento from someone who harboured or helped Jews escape, or even received by a farmer or factory worker who helped manage to keep his Jewish ancestry secret, which is also possible. The ribbon is the real curious part. The East Front Medal was a military decoration, so the question is whether someone who found both just put them together unknowingly. GIs were known to barter for any souvenir with a swastika on it, so it was put together as a barter item? Question mark. You've got quite a detective project on your hands. I have a feeling it was a piece put together by some antiques trader, and the reason it's in the house is someone bought it in the 90s. Again, quite possibly. But again, we've got no context as to how old the house is, who the person is, where they are, etc. I mean, I'm guessing they haven't actually said how long they lived there. If you've only just moved in, or you've only lived there for a few months and you've decided to clean behind the radiators, yeah, okay, that makes sense. If you've been living there for years and have never cleaned behind the radiators, I mean, unless it was like absolutely, completely like really lodged in there, and your standard tickling with a feather duster hasn't moved it.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't think central heating was really that much of a thing in the, sort of mid to late 30s, was it?
No. Well, that's what it's going to be. A modernish, but
Yeah.
What? Let's say for argument's sake, the house was built in. Well, the house could be a wartime, war era house, and the central heating is retrofitted.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
But even then, why would it be behind the radiator? Yeah. Anyway,
the walls behind the radiator.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah.
And Anne Frank was in the walls. No, she was in the loft.
Loft, yeah.
Yeah. She was elevated to lofty heights.
Yeah.
I'll get my coat. See you. Yeah, but I thought it was quite interesting.
Yeah,
and
that's quite interesting. Although it would be nice to have,
Nazi
like
war
you
medal.
say, would be nice to have a bit of story about it. Where was it found? When was it found? What kind of a house was it found in? And as I say, it could have been found in Germany, and it could be, a very efficiently made house.
It really could.
It could be.
Yeah, really could.
Yeah.
It could have been like on display on a mantelpiece or something, or somewhere over the top of a radiator and fell down during cleaning one day.
Yeah, could have
Or
done.
fell off the back of a shelf that was, in front of a radiator.
Yeah. Or it could have been picked up by a magpie and then dropped behind the radiator.
Could have
Who
been
knows?
picked up by a magpie that was in a conflict with a seagull.
Yeah.
Which is a joke that my stepdad told me once, which I really, and without certain hand motions, doesn't land quite as well.
Okay. Doesn't land.
And you know what? Let's move on. Let's move on.
Okay.
I don't want to be the next Elon Musk.
Okay.
I really don't.
Although I'd take the money. Yeah, no.
I was going to say, I would be the next Elon Musk.
Write that one off too quickly, actually.
Yeah, I would be the
that'd
next
quite good.
Elon Musk up to the end of 2024.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not beyond that.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't. Just it looks very tiring. Looks like a very tiring existence. I can't be doing with that.
The man's worth billions.
I know.
Billions. Richest man in the world.
Do you know? I'd go for $1 billion and then go, right, I'll retire now.
Right? You'd just be like,
Yeah.
I think I'm done.
Yeah.
But then again, what do people with money and power want? More money and power. So yeah, I'm not surprised he hasn't retired. Generally people with money just want more money. It's the only thing they want in the world. It actually means something at that point. I mean, how could it mean anything? Hundreds of billions of dollars. I don't actually know exactly how much he's got, but like his bonus from Tesla was like a couple of billion. You're just like, the man's clearly got a lot of money.
Yeah.
surely at that point it just means nothing. You're just like, oh, I want to go to the Seychelles. Just go get on my private jet.
Yeah.
Just use to make a phone call. Captain, Captain Jack Sparrow, whatever, whoever. Get the jet ready. I'm on my way. Where are we going? Seychelles. All right, I'll sort the flight plan out.
Well, I was talking. I was listening to. I was listening to Joe Rogan, and he was talking to somebody about Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
And he said, because he's so rich, he's like, I think he was talking about a watch or something that he's got, like really expensive watch.
Right.
And saying, well, yeah, but the thing is, when you got all that money, like everything's basically free.
Yeah, I was like, everything is
you don't
dirt
have
cheap.
to worry about any cost of anything anymore.
I mean, surely you just get to a point where the only way to feel like you actually are spending money is to just buy, a $5 million mansion in the middle of fucking nowhere, or just be like Richard Branson, just buy an island. It's the only way to feel like you're actually spending anything. Because the rest of it is so small fry. Put £1 billion in your bank account, and you go and buy a house. You just go, okay, well, there's 999,900 and something thousand. You're just like, it makes no difference.
Yeah.
to spend £1 million or to spend £100 million, to get that 9 down to an 8, you gotta fucking spend like a madman.
Oh yeah,
you're buying all the cocaine in Brazil at this point.
Well, the thing is, by the time you've gone out and spent it, you'll have gained more in interest.
The interest accrued
than you'll have managed to spend.
Yeah.
That's even if you go out every day and buy a house.
Yeah.
You'll never run out of money.
No, I've always thought that, like, if I ever hit that massive jackpot on the Euro Millions, £100 million or whatever, I'd be like, I think I'd be quite hard pressed to spend it. I don't want an island. Yes, I want a big house, but I don't need a massive mansion. I don't need a palace. I just want a nice big house. I actually saw a really nice house not far from where I live. It was on the market for like $750,000.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if I've got £100 million and I spend $750,000, not even 1% of what I have, I could do that 100 times over and still have £25 million.
I was looking at some quite nice stately homes for sale.
Yeah.
And there's a really nice one for 18 million.
Okay.
And you know what? If you won 125 million, actually 18 million, that's also doable.
Yes, nothing. It's 18 million. It's like 1.5% of what you actually have.
Yeah.
Literally, I'm looking at these things in percentages, and I'm like, if I've got £100 million and I've just spent 2 million or 20 million, I've just spent 2% of what I have.
10%.
10% of what I have. No. Yeah. No.
Yeah. More or less.
Yeah, 20% of what I have. And I'm like, I've still got a fuck ton of money.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's no arguments there.
I don't know if
you're not going to accidentally overspend and walk in and go, oh, dear.
I'm not going to walk in and be like, oh, buyer's remorse. Oh. Yeah. That's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
It's like, and actually it's interesting. So I do occasionally go on Facebook, and I've started seeing adverts, win the £1 million mansion in the middle of fucking Loch Lomond or something. Or Loch Ness or Fort William or somewhere in the middle, right in the middle of the Highlands of Scotland. You're like, there is fuck all around you.
Yeah.
You have to travel for hours to get anywhere, through difficult roads as well. But anyway, it's a £2 million home, £5 million home, or whatever. And I'm looking at it going, that would be a lovely home to own.
Yeah.
For about a week before I suddenly realise how much it's going to cost to run.
Yeah.
And then I'd want to sell it. And then I'd realise that no one would buy it because it's in the middle of fucking nowhere. And it costs £5 million. But then again, if I've won it and I've spent nothing to get it, I'd just put it on the market for half that. Be like, anyone? Auction?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, most of these things come with a cash alternative anyway, so that's the easy way.
Yeah.
But
Right.
yeah, no, I mean, just it's difficult, isn't it? It's like the 18 million quid stately home. That'd be lovely if you've got 180 million.
Yeah.
If you haven't, and that's your last 18 million, last 18 million. If that's your last 18 million, then you're screwed very quickly.
Yes. Yeah, that house will not last very long.
Mm.
And again, if a house costs 18 million and you only have 18 million, you're going to have to mortgage some of it just so you can pay the legal fees.
Mm. Very true.
So there's something to consider.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're like, yeah. Like I said, I was looking at this $750,000 house. I don't know how much legal fees cost when you buy a house. Not a clue. I was like, surely the legal fees and stamp duty and everything, I'm spending $1 million just to buy that house. To buy it, legal fees, stamp duty, furnish it, renovate it, because there's probably going to be things that I want to do, like redecorating and things like that. I'm spending £1 million for a £750,000 house. I mean, that's a hell of an investment, and I'd want to be there for a while. I mean, again, I thought, actually, if I've got that kind of money, I'd probably want to. That's actually a really nice house. Like I was looking at the pictures, like, this is actually really nice. Like, it's like, I think it was a 5 or 6 bed, no, it's a 5 bedroom. So 5 bedrooms on the upstairs. The master bedroom's got an ensuite, which I'm happy with. The rest of them share a family bathroom. Downstairs, you've got a family room, living room, dining room, kitchen, a den, like an office space, with a patio out the back leading to a massive garden, which also then has a little walk-around path to an outdoor garage, massive double garage. But then above the double garage is another room, which has actually been laid out as like a studio apartment.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, great, because the car will live in the garage. The room above the garage will become the home gym. One of the bedrooms will become a gaming room. The den can actually just be my office. It can just have a laptop in there, and I'll go on there occasionally to look at some adult content or whatever. And I could happily fill out the rest of the house with shit, because that's just that's what people do. When they get more space, they fill it with shit.
Yeah.
So it'd be easy, but it looked really, really nice, and I'm like, I could easily fill out that house, and still have bedrooms for when people want to come and stay.
Yeah,
there'd be a strict, 2-night policy. you are allotted a maximum of 48 hours visiting this property. After that, on your bike.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
Yeah. So there you go.
$750,000 though. I was like, I mean, what's that? What's the standard deposit on a mortgage these days? 10%, 20%? I think it's about 10%, isn't it? I've just got to save up 75 grand and I can get a mortgage for that place. It'll be fine.
Well, yes.
I mean, I wouldn't be able to get a mortgage for it because that is way more than I could ever afford.
Well, yeah, that's
unless I'm mortgaging it for 50 years.
Yeah. I don't think you'll be mortgaging anything for 50 years.
I don't think I'll be mortgaging anything.
No.
Unless something amazing happens.
Yes.
But even then, if I win the lottery, I ain't mortgaging shit. I'm just buying it outright.
Yeah.
Why would I want to pay interest? I was having this conversation with my boss at work. So my boss is a finance director.
Yep.
And we were talking. I was like giving him a lift to the train station. We were just talking about that, and he literally just went, "What would you do if you won the lottery?" And I'd be like, "You wouldn't see me again.
Yeah.
I'd be gone. I will post my laptop back to the HQ, and I'll be gone." But I was like, I'll just go buy a house. I'll literally be like, I don't even need a lot. Give me $1 million. I know we've spoken about this before, but I gave him the rundown. Give me $1 million. I'm buying a modest house. I'm paying off my car. Maybe sticking with it or maybe trading it in for something else. But again, just buying outright. I'm like, all forms of credit will disappear for me. And he was like, but you want a mortgage though, didn't you? I was like, why? Why would I want to pay interest on something that I can just buy outright? And he was like, but you'll make more money when you come to sell it if you mortgage it and then do the whole interest-only payment thing. And then when you come to sell it, because the thought process being the price of the house goes up. Or the value of the house goes up. So when you sell it, you actually then make money out of it. And I'm like, why would I want to sell it? If I've got that kind of money, I'm buying the home I want to be in for the rest of my life.
Right. Also, if it's the home you're going to live in, then it doesn't matter when you sell it what the value is because
Still going to go
it's the
up.
same for anywhere else that you would want to buy instead.
The value's still going to go up.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully. Yeah, but he was like, no, you want credit on? I'm like, no, I don't. I've spent the last 20 years with credit. I don't want it anymore. I'm good. I'm done with credit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on, Chat. Sorry, I've fallen into the trap of just talking about what I'd do if I win the lottery.
Yeah.
Which we've discussed many times on this show.
We have. Yeah. It's pretty obvious anyway. Buy a house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And absolutely, yeah. Anyway, I don't want to. Been over it so many times.
Yeah. Do you know the worst thing about that is maybe 30 years ago, if somebody said, what would you do if you got a job? The answer would be, well, I'd buy a house.
Yeah.
These days, that's the answer when you're asked, what would you do if you won the lottery?
Yeah, I'd actually buy a house. It's scary. I mean, my own situation aside, because I've got debts and I've really got to pay my debts off before I consider saving to buy a house. But house prices now are just so far and above the average wages that it's got to be so difficult for anybody to get on the housing market now. Like, unless you do a shared ownership deal just so you can get onto the property ladder, you've got somewhere to start. I mean, I was looking at a shared ownership place the other day. Nice enough looking house. But again, you're talking, I'm going to get, that's 25% ownership. So I have to pay the 25% mortgage, which granted will be very low because it's 25%.
Yeah.
But then I've still got to pay rent on top of that. Overinflated cost for that property because the other 75% want to make their money out of it as well. And if I want to do anything to it, I've got to ask their permission because they're the majority owners.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, what? It sounds like a nightmare. I guess it's probably the best way to get on the property ladder now when you're young. Yeah. If you've only got a few grand behind you and you want to get on the property ladder, you put down a deposit on a shared ownership place. So you're still paying rent, but you're building up that mortgage thing and you're getting used to that. But then hopefully you're then also able to save so you can put down a deposit for a larger percentage. Or you can, it may be, because I know some of them, a friend of mine, he was in the shared ownership for a while. I think he had 25% and he was able to extend that out to 75. And I think the maximum he could get was 95 in the end. But he said, well, rather than doing that, I might as well just go and buy a full house. He was like, I got to 75% ownership and went, well, what's the point in worrying about another 20%? But if I just add another 5% to that, I own the whole thing.
Yeah.
And that's what he did. But that's what worked for him and his partner. But yeah, I mean, 2020 hindsight, if I could live the last 20 years again, I definitely would be saving all of my money. I wouldn't have moved out of my parents' house when I did. I'd have sponged off them for as long as I could just to save money, just so I could go buy a house. Yeah. And life would probably look very different. Yeah.
No, it is absolutely ridiculous. Like only a few decades ago, the average house price was the 4 times the average wage.
Yep.
And even then, even back then, it would seem a little bit insurmountable.
It's daunting,
God. Yeah, because I mean, you think about it in very basic terms. Okay, so I get an entire year's salary. That's a lot of money. But also it's minus tax.
Yep.
And I've also got to pay for everything.
Yep.
And I've also got to save enough from that or pay out enough from that to actually pay towards something that costs 4 times that. Now it's about 10 times.
I say it's 10 times, and the mortgages are now up to 40 years now. Is the longest, something like that. Whereas it used to be 25
years. Yeah,
it used to be 25 years. 4 times your wages over 25 years. I mean, work out the percentage on that. It's you're talking what 20% of your wage per year would go onto your house, plus interest.
Yeah.
And that's your take-home wage. As you said, you've got to pay taxes out of your salary. But now it's, your house price is 10 times your average salary over 40 years. No, I can't even work that out in my head now. I don't know.
Well, whatever it is, I know that obviously people who own houses and rent them out, they've they paid the deposit, they're taking the risk and all that sort of thing. They've got to deal with everything. But actually, renters are paying as much as somebody would be paying if they had a mortgage, and they've got nothing at the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
And because they're paying for this ever increasing house prices, they're trapped. The whole thing's a bloody scam.
Oh, it is, yeah.
Yeah, people are absolutely trapped, earning what they're earning, and that's never going to change. Not in a massive way. The value of the house that they live in, and therefore their rent, is going to increase and continue to increase. Then the cost of living in it, with the utilities, with extra payments for, so that they can build windmills that don't work, and also all the the council tax.
Yeah.
A lot of which is about redistribution of money rather than actually paying for services. Then you've got your income tax on top of that. You're being royally screwed at all times, and that's before you even spend any of the money that you have left over, which of course is taxed at 20% in most cases.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not great.
It's craziness. It's like you say, if I did this 20 years ago, or if I was thinking about this 20 years ago, yeah, I would have been like, I'm just going to not spend money.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I want a new car? No, I'm just going to run this one until it fucking dies.
Yeah.
Because that's what people did. They ran a car into the ground. They didn't replace it every few years. PCP wasn't a thing.
No.
Mobile phone, people had pay-as-you-go mobiles, and they were really freaking frugal with it as well. They were just like, oh, well, I've stuck £10 credit onto my phone. I do not intend to top it up again for another 3 months.
Yeah.
That £10 credit is going to last me a long fucking time. In some cases, but now everyone's got a contract for their phone, or everyone buys their phone on credit, through your provider or through something, Klarna, everything is available through credit now, and it's like, but the cost of living is crazy. Everything's so damned expensive. I don't understand how anyone's going to get onto the property ladder now, unless, like you say, you're 18 years old, or let's say you've gone to university, you're 21 years old, 22 years old maybe, and you're just like, I'm just going to live with my parents for the next 5-10 years. And I'm literally going to save all my money. But you're not getting onto the property ladder until you hit, you're close to or over 30, because you have to put back as much money as you can just to make that worthwhile.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's crazy to me.
Yeah. And the problem is, if just going a bit wider with this, and I'm sure I've probably said to this before, I've certainly said it to you, is if you can't buy a house, or let alone rent a bloody house, but if you can't buy a house, you can't become established. If you can't become established, then you're going to find it harder to start a family. Can't start a family, you leave that too late. You get to the point where you leave it too late.
Yep.
So you've got no house, you've got a car that you don't own, you've got a house that you don't own, you've got a salary that's not gone up, you've got expenses that have gone up, and you get to die alone.
Yep. You basically just described my life. Like 100%. I don't own my house. I don't currently own my car. That is on PCP. I do have a balloon payment option at the end of it, but is that what I want to do? I don't know. I don't know yet. Like you say, expenses go up. Salaries don't go up in line with the expenses. I'm going to end up dying on my own. Yeah. Hopefully not. I do want to move to America. But I'm basically destined to die alone in a house that I don't own.
Yeah. Whilst the government logs into your
I saw this today. I got an email from LinkedIn from one of the channels that I follow on there, and it was like, Apple turning off their, was it advanced data protection, is it? ADP, advanced data protection, because the UK government told them to. And Apple have been fighting it for a while. So I don't blame Apple for this one at all, but it does question, do I really want an Apple device anymore? Or do I want Apple devices in my house anymore? I don't know, because if the government, Now, I hope that the government are, obviously go the right way about it, but there's just something in the back of my head that says this is absolutely open for all sorts of abuse by the UK government, and that is that they can basically hack into my iCloud photos now and hack into all of my iCloud data. I'm really not happy about this.
You're suspecting the government of not being playing fairly, you say?
Correct. Yeah. That's exactly why I am saying I'm like, because one of the advantages of buying Apple is that you do get this advanced data protection. These privacy things that mean that not even Apple can look at your data. Okay, I don't know how true that really is. I'm not a tech nerd or a complete tech whiz, and I don't understand how it all works, etc. So I don't know how true it really is. Yeah. But they give you,
just as well you don't work in IT, isn't it?
Right. It's like anything, though. Even the UK government, they say, "Oh no, all your data is protected, and we're not going to do anything wrong." And then next thing you know, they're like, "Oh, wiretapping and all this kind of bullshit that happened." And just like, so I don't know how true it actually is and how secure my data actually is. But it's nice to have that reassurance when they do say things like, "Not even we can access." The makers of your mobile phone and the providers of your service, not even we can see it. And you kind of go, actually, I kind of like that. Not that I'm doing anything nefarious or anything like that, but it's just nice to kind of have that reassurance that, my data is protected. And then the UK government go, yeah, but for national security reasons, we want access to the data. We want you to create a backdoor.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Goody. First of all.
Yeah. you just go, really, government? Okay, if you're sure, but I don't know.
It's the government is the less people I would trust with anything.
Right.
On the basis of being A, incompetent, and B, evil. When you got the mix of those two, definitely there is zero trust as far as I'm concerned.
I agree.
And the argument's always going to be from the other side, which is, well, hang on a minute, if you've got nothing to hide, it's like that's not the point.
I've got plenty of things to hide. I've got dick pics in my iCloud photos. Okay.
I don't. Who sent them to you? So I don't want to walk down the street butt naked, handing out copies of my bank statements.
No, exactly.
Right. So that doesn't mean that I've got something to hide. It just means I would like a private. I would like to be able to remain private in some areas.
Yeah, I'd like to actually protect my information and be allowed to be anonymous.
Yes.
In certain scenarios. Now, you go, I get it. There are bad people out there who want to do bad things, and when you provide them with the means to hide who they are, etc., etc., yeah, fine. But when you're basically going, I don't know what the right answer is, though. That's the thing. I don't know what the correct answer is for this. But when you're basically saying to Apple that no one in the UK is allowed to have secure data, especially when that's such a big thing over GDPR as well. It was huge. The government was just like, no, GDPR, everyone's data must be protected. Unless you own an Apple device.
Yeah.
Then you're not allowed to protect your data.
Yeah.
If we have, and that's it, because the thing I read was, it was all about to allow law enforcement agencies to access that data under a warrant. What it didn't say was what the reasons were for obtaining that warrant. Where the limitations lie for obtaining that warrant. And it's like, so the government could just say, yeah, we need a warrant for that guy's data because he's ginger. And we don't like him because we know all gingers are soulless.
Yep.
And the other side, then the courts just go, yeah, all right, whatever.
Yeah, of course.
No one is then policing that. I don't think. No one's that has to be. There has to be such tight controls over that. I will accept that I no longer have advanced data protection if the means to access my data is so heavily controlled and governed that it makes it okay. Yeah, that you can comfortably sit back and go, you know what, that's fine because I don't do anything wrong. The government's got no reason to look at me. The government's got no reason to even search my name, let alone snoop in my data. But the fact is that there are people out there who still want to do bad things, and they will find a way in if that protection is removed.
Well, that's true. You've got the chance of being hacked not just by the government, but by pretty much anybody else. I mean, probably worse the government because of what they may do with anything they find. I mean, the thing is, I don't. Why should we trust? Why should we trust them?
I've got no reason to trust the government.
And as you say, you've got to get a warrant. Well, yeah. Have you got absolute trust in the justice system at the moment?
No. Well, I mean, I don't. I can't say anything really about I've not had any experience with the justice system. Aside from a speeding ticket here and there.
Yeah. The thing is, this all comes from. It's all right. Okay, so there is a person who, generally speaking, it's a bad idea to mention on this platform. That's why I will not say the name.
Okay.
Who did not want to give up a password for a device, and that caused issues, and some embarrassment to the government.
Okay.
This would have allowed them to get a warrant to get that. And that contained information that would pertain to victims of criminality that were being protected under journalistic, what do you call it? Journalistic privilege.
Right.
That would be lost under this.
You're going to have to text me and tell me who that is. I don't know who we're talking about.
Okay. Generally known on the internet as the bad man, or pick your own thing.
There's a few of them. I'm not going to lie.
In inverted commas. Right. But anyway, the point is, you can absolutely see where the abuses can take place and most likely will take place almost immediately. That's not something to be happy about. And I think a lot of people should be concerned about it. It's certainly been all over Twitter. I've noticed today. In fact, if I show my screen, you can see here. Elon, of course. I mean, he's been posting all sorts of stuff at the moment, particularly things pertaining to Great Britain. He's really a thorn in the side for old Starmer, isn't he? Which is hilarious. So here's the story. Somebody's posted about it. Apple surrenders to the Labour government and removes the highest level data security tool for Apple users. The government now has access to its citizens' messages and camera roll. Anyone concerned? Anyone think that's a good idea?
Me. I don't think it's a good idea. I'm concerned. I don't think it's a good idea.
No. This is the biggest breach of privacy Western civilization has ever seen. Britain is in big trouble. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, it's one of those. Like I said, I'm trying to be reasonable about it and feel that the government is not going to abuse it, but I'm worried about the other people as well. Like I say, threat actors, hackers, whatever you want to call them. Yeah. They're the people that are going to go, wonderful. Yeah. Well, now we can start looking up, British people and their iCloud accounts and start hacking them. So everyone who has an Apple account in the UK or an iCloud account in the UK, go and change your password, set up multi-factor authentication, make your password very complex, and save it in your keychain. Yeah, actually, no, don't. Save it in your keychain, because actually that was one thing I did read, was that your keychain is still secure, and there's a couple of other bits on there that are still secure. It's basically your messages, emails, photos are all going to be open for the government if they want it.
Right. Explain that again. What's the keychain? Let's have your view on that, because this might be interesting to anybody watching.
Well, keychain is Apple's secure kind of password storage thing on your phones.
Right.
So you can you can store your passwords on your phone, and it will also synchronize across your other Mac device or your Apple devices. So if you have an iPad or a MacBook or whatever, it will synchronize across them and will allow. What am I trying to say with that? Yeah, allow you to access all your services and things like that without having to constantly re-enter your passwords or remember them or things like that. Right. So if you change your password to something complex, we're talking uppercase, lowercase letters, numbers, symbols in random orders, so you're not creating commonly used words. Make it nice and long as well. I think 16 characters is generally recommended. Save it to your keychain. That way you don't have to remember it. Yeah. And it'll synchronize across all your Apple devices, and you can still access all your services. And what Apple have said with it is that the keychain element is still secure. I'm just trying to find. I'm literally just reading the email now. So UK users will no longer be able to activate ADP. Eventually, no UK customer data stored on iCloud will be encrypted. Apple will be able to access the data and share it with law enforcement if presented with a warrant. Let me keep reading on LinkedIn. It was LinkedIn, like I say, it's a LinkedIn thing. But there was something in here about. Oh yeah, so here we go. However, 9 iCloud categories, including backup, iCloud Drive, photos, notes, and Safari bookmarks, will now only be protected by the standard protection, meaning that Apple retains the encryption keys and can assist with account recovery. Apple's removal of advanced data protection for new users will not affect 14 iCloud data categories that are end-to-end encrypted by default, which includes iCloud keychain, health data, and communications via iMessage and FaceTime. So I guess that's a positive out of it. But yeah, what they're saying is that they're removing. So if you like standard text messages, they'll be able to access your emails. They'll be able to access your photos, notes, your iCloud Drive. So your cloud storage and your Safari bookmarks. I mean, I'm not sure why that would ever be interesting to the UK government. I mean, they're welcome to see that I bookmark. Amazon.co.uk. They're welcome to see that I bookmark, RedTube or whatever. Pick your adult site here. But I would recommend, mainly I'd recommend this anyway because of hackers. Always change your password to something complex and store it in a password manager. Don't store it in your notes anymore. Now, I used to say that to loads of people. Oh, you need to change your password. Well, make it long and complex so nobody can guess it and no one's going to hack into your account. And then store the password in the notes section in your phone because you're the only person that has access to the notes section of your phone. Well, not anymore. Yeah. So don't do that. Get yourself a password manager. Apple devices now come with a password manager built in. I think it's just called Passwords. Let's have a look. It's just called Passwords. There you go. It looks like that. So there's nothing sensitive on there. And you can store your passwords in there as well. And again, it synchronizes across all your Apple devices or any other device that has Apple Password. Even a Windows device, you can get the Apple Passwords app and install that, and you can synchronize your passwords that way. But you use a password manager, protect all your data. It's not going to stop the government if they do have a genuine reason to get a warrant to then access your data. But you can only do what you can do. Thing is, Apple aren't just going to pull their products from the UK. It's worth too much money to them. Yeah. Because I was reading things about, there was a comparison between Apple and Meta, where it was saying, Meta was saying like, oh, Apple's happy to do this. Yeah, we at Meta, because we're the heroes here or whatever, we're like, we would rather pull our Meta products from the UK than submit to this kind of invasion of privacy by the UK government. And even like American government people are, look at, you got Elon on Twitter there going, oh, terrible, blah, 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 blah. These are Elon's not government, but these are the same government people that would happily, tap your phone if they felt the desire to. It makes no sense to me. There's a lot of mudslinging on this one, and I think people do need to calm down a little bit, but also Apple users in the UK, protect yourself, change your passwords, make it as difficult as possible for hackers to get to your information. Long, complex passwords, store them in your keychain because they can't access that, and make sure you got multi-factor authentication every time. If you have a service or anything where you put a password in and it tells you that multi-factor authentication is an option, or you can find that multi-factor authentication is an option, use it. Use multi-factor. That'll stop people from hacking your accounts. Anyway, rant over.
Okay. Good rant. Yeah.
It scares the bejesus out of me. Cybersecurity scares the ever-living shit out of me.
Yeah.
Yes, I work in IT. Yes, it's part of my day job. Still scares the shit out of me.
I was just quite happy to make all sorts of assumptions about the fact that Apple was as secure as you could possibly get, and there were no concerns in that from that side. And now to have that happen.
Sorry, you were basically secure.
Yeah.
From anything, you used to hear about celebrities getting their photos hacked and things like that, and I don't know what the reasoning or methodology was used to get to that information, but things have improved a lot since those days. You don't really hear about that anymore. Celebrity nudes leaked by hacking their phones or whatever it was. You don't really hear about that anymore. Thanks to things like multi-factor authentication and advanced data protection. Now, just multi-factor everything if you can. I'm not trying to fearmonger or scare people or anything like that. But the whole cybersecurity landscape is changing so fast, and it scares me when someone then weakens their posture because the government says they should. Anyway, sorry, I need to stop talking about it. It's making me angry, and I'm not going to let it ruin my day.
Yes, that's it. Let's go back to that.
Yeah.
Don't let it ruin your day. Just think about things you can do, perhaps to give yourself some more peace of mind.
Download your photos onto your computer and then wipe them from iCloud.
Yeah.
Do manual backups of your phone onto your computer and don't store them in iCloud. And basically, the Notes app. Find another Notes app that's more secure. Yeah, don't use the Notes app anymore. Well, like I say, I'm saying all of this, but come on, it's the government. They're on our side, right? Anyone?
Dear.
Like I say, for me personally, I do trust that the government's not going to be snooping around my shit because they've got no reason to. As far as I'm concerned, I keep my head down. I pay my taxes. I do what I've got to do. I don't generally do anything illegal. I probably have in my lifetime, but nothing that comes to mind. Like I say, apart from a few speeding tickets, government. Well, I was going to say government doesn't know who I am. They probably know exactly who I am and everything about me because that's just the world we live in today.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What about your GPS data?
It didn't mention GPS data.
Yeah.
Didn't mention anything about locations. I'm just going to just go back to that and check it.
Because as soon as they work out that you've gone 71 miles an hour, you get a speeding ticket with or without the car.
But I remember my stepdad used to say stuff like, "Oh, we should just put trackers in everyone's cars, then we can just find them automatically," and blah blah blah. And there was a thing about like mileage-based taxation on vehicles as well. Because people are going, "Oh, why am I paying all this tax on this vehicle when I just commute from here to over there?" But then there are other people paying the same or less tax, and they're doing thousands of miles a year or whatever. And then there was something about, well, we could just do, mileage-based taxation, but that requires putting a tracker in your vehicle. And everyone went, "Nah, we good, thanks." When coincidentally you have a tracker in your vehicle.
Yeah.
So they already know. They already know what you're doing.
You have a tracker everywhere.
Yep. But yeah, it's I'm not trying to fearmonger, and I'm not trying to do anything like I just want people to be careful, and that's all. Nothing mentioned about location data. An unprecedented attack on individual privacy. I don't know. I do think there's a bit of exaggeration happening. Like I say, it should only be under warrant with a really good reason, and Apple being Apple, even if they receive a warrant, if it just says, "Give us this data because we want it," they'd probably be like, "No, we will fight you over that." Unless it's like actually national security related, I don't think they're going to be. I don't know, but then again, I don't know how warrants work. Maybe it is a case of we've got a warrant, so you just got to do it anyway, whether you like it or not. Doesn't matter what our reasons are. We got a warrant.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah.
on the basis that somebody's decided that the warrant is warranted. Yeah.
I would suggest that, or surmise that, because photos and Safari bookmarks won't be protected by ADP, that yes, possibly location data will also be available. Then again, I think your location data is already available. When you think about it, how many times have you visited somewhere and then you've gone onto Facebook and it's popped up an ad for a local place?
Yeah.
You know, that just happens to be in the area you're in. It's already available and it's already doing something.
Yeah. It does tend to pop up and say, "Are you okay for your data to be, or okay for your location services to blah 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 or whatever?"
Yeah, I always say no.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the whole thing goes into a rant about US tech companies having screws tightened or something. I don't know. So yeah.
So there we go. I mean, the thing is, you've got to assume, and I've always assumed that anything that I've written or any kind of anything on not necessarily on the internet, but like you say, text messages, WhatsApp messages, everything. If you write it down, you've got to assume that anybody at the subsequent inquiry will be able to read it out in court. Doesn't matter what it is, where it is.
Yep.
Yeah, I think unless you're standing in a field with somebody and you say something to them, you are. There's a record of it.
I say you're being videoed, listened to, watched, listened to, and I've always had that general assumption. Even WhatsApp, and it says end-to-end encrypted, and it's like I'm not sure I trust how encrypted it is. Certainly enough to stop someone from just intercepting it and going, "Oh, look at these pictures," or let's watch it on this video call for a little while.
Yeah,
I don't think that's the case. But again, like you say, it's stored somewhere, and someone's got access to it.
Oh yeah,
because there is always a break glass situation where you'll need access to something.
Yeah.
It's I rarely trust things like that. Like I say WhatsApp, when it says it's end-to-end encrypted, I'm like, no, I'm still going to be careful what I say, because I don't know who's going to intercept that. I don't know who at the FBI is listening to me or watching me or whatever.
Well, I mean, the one thing that we do is that at least when we come here and stream on Facebook on the Tuesday show, we know this is the one time that nobody's watching us.
Yeah.
And nobody's listening to us.
Yep. We can say whatever we want because no one's paying attention. Oh, wonderful.
Oh dear, oh dear. Well, there we go. Just be aware. Just do what you need to do.
This was a public service announcement brought to you by the Tuesday Show.
Absolutely. And the funny thing is, you say, oh, the justification is, there's bad people out there. They know who the fuck the bad people are.
Generally,
they just won't they won't stop them or deport them or investigate them or, I
think that's maybe that's part of the point. And I think it might be, like I say, I'm trying to think positively. I'm trying to think it's best intentions here. The UK government is saying, or indirectly saying, we know who the bad people are, but we can't prove it because they're all using Apple devices and they're all protected under ADP. However, if we can remove that, we can look at the pictures of whatever they've been taking, or we can read the notes section that they've shared with their mates, or we can intercept those text messages or whatever. But as it says there, your iMessage and FaceTime is still protected. WhatsApp is still protected. It's end-to-end encrypted. It's literally just those bits that don't have default end-to-end encryption is being removed. Your iCloud data, your photos, your other stuff. So
So you're optimistic it's not going to be abused. I'm pretty sure that you're going to see people marched in and out of the magistrates' court on a daily basis because of memes on their camera roll.
I'm 100% certain it's going to be abused. 100%. I'm just trying to, think more positively. I want to believe that the government has our best intentions at heart, but I know it's going to be abused because that's what governments do. That's what they do. All under the guise of, all under the blanket reasoning of national security or, terror. The T word.
Yeah.
That I don't know if I can say, and YouTube will block it or whatever.
Yeah, very possibly.
Yeah. It's all under that. I mean, it was the whole thing with, post 9/11 stuff. It was all under that T word banner. The war against the T word, and you're just like, is it though, or is it just about oil? Are you just after the oil? I'm pretty sure that's what you want more than anything else.
Yeah.
And they gave you the perfect excuse.
Yeah.
So.
Well, do you know what? I think you would start to believe it if there wasn't some sort of, god awful attack pretty much every day in Europe. But unfortunately, there is. So I don't believe a bloody word about it.
It's just like
I think willfully we're being made less secure every day, and some people should be very, very ashamed of themselves.
It's time to go off grid, Ed. So I know we said we'd start the Tuesday show at 9 p.m. next week. I don't think we'll be back. We're gonna disappear. We're going off grid. We're done.
Yeah. We'll go to an invite only Zoom meeting. May as well.
Yeah,
don't know how many viewers we've got anyway.
Even then, Zoom are probably watching.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So we'll drop the location of which field we're going to be standing in without our phones.
Well, it's like we'll drop some flyers around the place, and all it will have on there is a phone number, and you just have to call the phone number, know the password, and we will tell you the location of the next live stream.
Yeah.
Like the old 90s raves. That's what it is. Like you found a flyer, called the number, and they told you where the rave was.
Yeah.
And it's like, I was watching a documentary on it the other day, and this is crazy. Like, they do this thing because they were illegal raves. Like, someone would give you a flyer, or you'd, get a flyer from a particular subset of people or whatever. And you call the number from a payphone, and they tell you the location. And I'm like, and they was like, so we can avoid the police, so the police don't know where we're going. I'd be like, well, if I was a cop, I'd just do the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't know how it helped, but apparently it did.
Yeah. Well,
I'm not a criminal mastermind, clearly.
No. That's why you're poor and don't own a house.
Genuinely.
Yeah.
I need to do something. I need to do something illegal to make some money.
Yeah.
So I can buy a house. Why did you do it? Because I wanted to buy a house. Yeah. Anyway,
I think this is a good time to say good night.
Yeah.
I hope you haven't been scared too much about the dystopia that is the United Kingdom of 2025. But if you've got anything to say on this subject, of course, you should have been in the chat.
Sure.
But what you can do is you can get in the comments and let us know what you think. Here we go. I mentioned the chat, and we're just sort of wrapping up, and look what happens.
Although Ruby pops in with, anyways.
Anyway, moving swiftly on. You can get in the. Here we go. Good night, guys. Yeah, good night.
Chef, we're not finished yet. Gee, we're trying to wrap up here.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway.
Get in the comments.
Yeah.
And you can also DM. You can DM the show. You can DM me at Ted James Media. You can also email us at
CJ and Ted at thetuesdayshow.co.uk.
Super. And so until next Friday at 9 p.m.
9 p.m.
time, 9 p.m. Ignore what it says just down here. Yeah. It's 9 p.m.
Oh, we got bye.
We got bye.